Morning folks, so it's a Sunday morning, Sunday the 26th of January 2025. Today's job, well, we're doing a bit of reassembly on the PAZ1, put a few bits back together. I put oil in the sump now, but we're going to look at the bump clearances. I know I moaned a bit on the last video. That was a bit stressful getting that gudgeon pin in, but it's done now, but we should check the bump clearances. On my engine, I haven't really changed an awful lot, but I haven't changed the big ends. So I'm hoping that the bumping clearances will be okay. Admittedly, I am changing the head gasket, so that could be a bit different to the original petal one. Actually, this is actually made in England as well. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually made in England. So I just got a little gasket set, just a head gasket, exhaust, an air filter manifold, and a little rocker box, a little gasket for the rocker box, a little cork gasket. But as I say, we're going to do the bumping clearances, which need to be, oops, can you see that? Bumping clearances between piston and cylinder head, 30 to 35 thou. To do this operation, you need a micrometer to measure the lead when it gets squashed. Because it basically what you're doing, let's have a quick look. Before completing assembly, check bumping clearance as follows. Put 4 pieces of lead wire on the edge of the piston, roughly over the ends of the gudgeon pin and at right angles to it. Bolt the cylinder head firmly and rotate engine either side of top dead centre. Remove cylinder head and measure the thickness of the 4 pieces of lead wire, which will get squashed as the piston comes up. That doesn't say that there. The lead wires have been flattened and should now be between 30 to 35 thou. So that is what we are going to do. We've got some little bits of lead here. I haven't done this job for a while actually. So we'll cut off 4 little pieces of lead and we'll put those around the piston. We'll put the head on and then we'll rotate it, then we can measure, because it's quite important you get the bumping clearances right. I think that's to do with the compression and valves where they open. They don't want any valves hitting pistons, and I think it's to do with the compression more than anything. But so we're going to do that. We're going to do that job next. So I'll see you again in a minute. I'll talk to you a bit about the shims as well. Well, actually, we'll do that now, actually. Okay, then here we go. Then here's the engine. A quick word on the shims. Now, on the PETA engine, well, on the PETA engines I've worked with, the PH, AVA, PC, and the PAZ1, the shims are beneath the barrel. You can just see them there. Look, I should have showed them to you before, but I've put them on now. It was a bit stressful yesterday. I didn't get around to doing a video when we putting the barrel back on. But the shims basically look like the cylinder head. Obviously, this is like a laminated thing, but the shims are little copper. I think they're made of copper. These ones look like they were copper anyway. That had 4 different shims. You can just see them in there, the copper shims. 4 different shims of different sizes. So you put those on. These are what came off the engine, so I've replaced exactly what came off. If you were doing up a completely renovated engine with all new big ends, main bearings and everything, and I suppose what you could do, put some extra shims in there, because it is a fag, because the only way you can get the shims back on, as far as I know, yeah, you've got to take the barrel and piston off, because you've got to take the barrel off to get the shims back down again. So the best thing is to do probably is put too many shims on, and then you can slightly lift the barrel up, do your bump clearances, ascertain if you've got to, like I say, I'm not saying this very well, am I? Put more shims on than you need, do the bump clearances, and then adjust as necessary. It's better to remove a shim than try and add one, is what I'm trying to say. That's me ADHD, oh dear. Anyway, never mind, look, you get the picture. put more shims on, do the bump clearances, then you can remove the shims by lifting the barrel up very slightly. You can leave that up and you can cut a shim away. You'd have to work out the different shims you'd put in there. So if say the top shim was 5 thou, then you'd have to work out, make a little note of which shim is in which position and what size it is. And you can remove the corresponding shim. That would give you the right clearance. Anyway, it's easier on a Lister engine because they're on the Lister engines like the LDs and the LRs and SRs. They have the shims on top, directly beneath the cylinder head. Sorry for the rather poor explanation, but I think you've got the picture. But anyway, so the lead goes on, piece of lead there, I guess, there like that, away from that little thing there, the little combustion, what's it. So we'll do that next, and we'll have a look and see what we've got. Let's hope we've got the right amount. I'll see you in a bit. Right, look, there's our little bits of lead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a bit of grease to hold them in place. We'll drop the piston down, then we'll put the cylinder head on, and we'll give it a sharp rotate and see what we get. See you in a minute. So make sure the face of your cylinder head is really nice and clean as well. I've given that a really good clean because I had a little bit of paint had leached out onto here, so we've given it a damn good clean now, so that's nice and flat, no burrs, no rough edges, nothing, no little areas that would cause you any issues when the two mating surfaces meet up and sandwich the gasket. Great, let's do it then. Right, so we put the cylinder head on. Now in the little book for the PAZ, well, it doesn't give a torque reference for the foot-pounds pressure you put on the nuts. So I've done them up very evenly as much as I can. I've done them diagonally. I nipped them up all the way around so they're all roughly the tight, then I just gradually put the pressure on. I went diagonally, so they're up pretty tight now. So now we're going to swing the handle and squash the lead, and then we'll have a look and see. Right, here we go. There's 2 there, one squashed there, and we've got a couple more there which I just took off. They've got stuck on the cylinder head. So we'll take those in and measure those now. Let's see what we got. I hope it's between 30 and 35 thou. We'll find out in a minute. Right folks, the results are in. So I've measured the bits of lead and we've averaged it out at about 33 thou or 33 thou. So we're okay. We're in between 30 and 35 thou. So our bumping clearances are spot on. So we can put the cylinder head on properly now. Put the push rods in, adjust the valves, and another little job completed. Super. Over and out.